I told that story of, my dad shooting a robber in the head because I feel after 30 something years, all these voices, all the fellow employees, especially the delivery boys in these takeout places in these poor neighborhoods, they never got a voice. They never got a voice. Crime was rampant back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Much better now, thankfully. But even then, as high as the numbers were, 90% of our robberies didn't get reported. Right? Did not get reported because we were literally beaten and robbed somebody from that restaurant, from my restaurant, was getting beaten and robbed on a weekly basis. Okay? One of us was getting beat every single week. Right? But it happens so often, so frequent that we, just thought it was a way of life, just a way to earn a living, another day at work, right? And we didn't speak much English. Only I spoke English. So if I wasn't there, nobody else in the in the restaurant would call the cops or anything like that. And it happens so often that you get pulled off the bike, you get shoved off the bike, you get a little slap around, get pushed a little bit, and get your food and $5 taken. We never thought that was robbery. We had no idea that was robbery. Okay, we thought robbery, you need a gun or a knife, and somebody has to get hurt. Bad, right? That's when we call the cops. But even then, 90% of those reported times, nothing happened. You can't catch these guys, right? That's just not how it works. So 90% of them never got reported. And all these guys that got beat up on a regular, like me, a couple of guys from my hometown got stabbed, shot. One boy, 17, 18 years old, just like I was, delivered to an apartment, got dragged in, beat up, stabbed, chopped up. They found his remains in a plastic bag in a lake. So somebody needs to tell these stories. And some people judging, my previous story about my dad's shooting, and be like, you shouldn't have done that, or maybe you should have done that. Either side, either way, you don't know. You don't know. I say, if I got put in those situations again, I got dozens of stories. Okay, I'd be like, I would have kicked their asses. I would have, if I had a gun, if I had a knife. Nobody knows until you're in that situation. When they pull your hair back and they beat you on the floor, they pull your hair back and put a gun to your temple. You think you're gonna be like, I'm gonna pull out my knife and fight them? I'm gonna pull out my own gun and shoot them? When they're like this to you? 4 of them surrounding you? Nobody knows. You don't know.